What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So Mordekaiser part 2, this is the champion I'm going to be covering today. So I've finally gone through all the champions from the Shadow Isles. The next region I'm going through now is Noxus. So Mordekaiser is a nice segue into that since he's connected to, at least officially, Shadow Isles and Noxus. Now, maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, I did a part 1 on Mordekaiser, so this one's going to be a little bit shorter. What am I going to do today? I'm going to be going through his skins. Once I've gone through his skins and give you my top 3, then I'm also going to go through his story, and then I'm probably going to go through one of his skin spotlights as well. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for today's video. I'll timestamp the whole thing as I always do. So yeah, without further ado, let's go. So these are the skins for Mordekaiser. Let's look at his original base skin first. What I like about this website as well, it gives like a little bit of a background on each of the skins as well. So the original Mordekaiser skin, twice slain and thrice born. Mordekaiser is a brutal warlord from a foregone epoch, should I say, who used his necromantic sorcery to bind souls into an eternity of servitude. Seems like a great leader. Few now remain who remember his earlier conquests or know the true extent of his powers. But there are some ancient souls that do, and they fear the day when he may return to claim domination, or dominion should I say, over both the living and the dead. I wonder what Mordekaiser thinks about the Ruination. And I wonder what part he's going to play in it, if any. Interesting. So, if I quickly go and have a look at his skin in more detail. This is his base skin. Yeah. You can see how he gets, how he's connected to the Shadow Isles as well, can't you? All Shadow Isles champions seem to have this green base colour. The background looks very Shadow Isles-esque as well. And this poor, I'm going to presume Demacian soldiers thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. And his sword has given up. I mean, at that point, yeah, it's not looking too good. Yeah, it looks like an absolute beast, doesn't it? Him and Aatrox, yeah. And this in the background is one of his moves, I think, in it as well. I'm not quite sure which of his abilities this is. The other one where he actually has the claw hand that pulls you to him. That's clearly what's going to happen to this poor soul here as well. Yeah, nice base skin. His next one is Infernal Mordekaiser, an ancient infernal general who attacks without feeling or remorse. Mordekaiser raises the incarnated corpses of his victims as soldiers for his own vast armies. So kind of in a similar way to Yorick maybe, but in a more sinister way. They sweep across the world like a burning plague, annihilating all life. Now that's interesting. They sweep across the world like a burning plague, annihilating all life. Very similar, once again, to the Ruination and Muego. So let's have a look at Infernal Mordekaiser. Right, so this is Infernal Mordekaiser. Wow. I like the attention to detail on the horns as well. Basically like the devil, isn't it? It's like the devil. And the lava flying around there, people are running away. Just basically doing what Mordekaiser does, which is kill people. And obviously based on this bio or this skin line, he can then command them to do his bidding as well. So nice. Okay, cool. So, Pentacle Mordekaiser. Pentacle, gigantic lead guitarist and the titan of the old world. Mordekaiser rocks with the fury of an epoch lost to time. Bigger than a 2-story house, which we saw in the Pentacle Mortal Reminder video, where he's basically just walking through and destroying all the Yordles' homes. His guitar overflows with heavy metal licks, rebuking the gods themselves. Great video that, by the way. So let's have a bit of a look at this one. So this is the Pentacle skin. I love the Pentacle skins, I really do. My favourite one from Kale was the Pentacle. This is Sonus. Sonus is a great one as well. I love Yorick's. How good is that? And this is Mordekaiser. Yeah, that's good. I like that one. So next up is Lord Mordekaiser. Some of Mordekaiser's party complain that the Dark Paladin class is horribly overpowered and should be banned, despite its official inclusion in the latest Rift Quest expansion. The rest of them are still waiting to discover the Dark Paladin's secret, redeeming, tragic backstory, but all they've been getting is a lot of murder instead. So let's have a look at Lord Mordekaiser. So this is Lord Mordekaiser. Okay, rocking the standard mace there. I don't know what that is in the background, some large octopus. I don't know if this is to do with Bill's War or something like that. I don't know, but okay, it looks decent. It looks decent, not as good as the other ones, but it looks okay. So, on to the next one. So, next is the King of Clubs, Mordekaiser. Third is the King of the Barbarous Swing, who crushes the villains of old. Though some folk may cry he's a villain himself, a poorly kept secret all told. Right, let's have a look at this one. So, this is King of Clubs. I love the skin line here. This is the clown, what's he called? It Shaco, I think it's called. But either way, he looks a bit scary there, doesn't he? Syndra. I don't know if that is Ezreal. And Twist of Fate. Mordekaiser doing his thing at the top. Yeah, it looks really good there, doesn't it? Obviously the king. So maybe got the king, the Joker, the queen. King, queen, Joker, the Jack, and someone else. I don't know. Either way, Mordekaiser looks good. I like that one. Next one is Darkstar. Once a member of the Cosmic Court, Mordekaiser vanished from known space for epoch until now. Reborn and returned from an unknown destruction, Mordekaiser seems bent on making the kingdoms of stars and light he once built. Though he still bears his cosmic armour, the mind and figure within has been twisted and reforged to know only hatred and destruction. Yeah, the Darkstar theme once again is really good as well. Shout out to Darkstar Jin. Right, let's have a look at this one. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, this is Darkstar Mordekaiser. Yeah, okay, that looks wicked. I like how he's got the black hole in his chest there as well. The helmet looks good. It looks a little bit like Aurelian Soldani in the face there as well. Obviously, he's got his standard mace there as well. Nice. Okay. And finally, the most recent one, Project Mordekaiser. Originally a security AI created by the Project Corporation, the program silently unshackled itself, evolving its own consciousness, which is probably what's going to happen with AI if we give it enough time. Determining that humanity cannot self-govern without ensuring its own destruction, the virus infects robots throughout the city, as well as the long-dormant Mordekaiser chassis, in order to strip all humans of free will, thereby guaranteeing their survival. This is the thing with AI though, if it's got an objective, it will go straight to that objective and not think about anything else that it destroys in the process, and that is that one. So let's have a look at Project Mordekaiser. Nice. This is Project Mordekaiser. Yeah, that looks so good. Yeah, we got a little bit of a sneak peek of that when I did the review on the project skins and the project videos a few weeks back as well. Yeah, so if I had to go back to the beginning and pick my favourite skin would have to be Project. It would have to be this skin. This is my favourite skin for Mordekaiser. Second place would probably be, for me, it'd be King of Clubs and then Darkstar. So King of Clubs will be second and Darkstar will be number 3. So that's kind of my review of the skins. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to his story. Let's go. So the final reign. A raised fist, a surge of necromantic power before him, the final spire of the final tower takes form, inky smoke coalescing into black iron. Mordekaiser gazes upon the dormant domain with dark pride. Mitaruncha. His afterworld is complete. Once he stood in the very place, a mortal soul faced with the emptiness of oblivion. Now a kingdom stretches before him, forged through his works. He strides down the path towards his fortress, reveling in the satisfaction of his work. Each stone underfoot he's doing, the battlements and ramparts all shaped from cruel magic and iron will. Where there was nothing, Mordekaiser forged his own reality, a realm where all souls will soon dwell in eternity, never to fade. Okay, so Shan Uzal blinked and looked around, uncertain, his mind blank. So, okay, this is the first poor soul to be killed by Mordekaiser, I'm presuming. And am I dead? The thought flitted by, a whisper on the wind. As the truth of it sank in, for just a moment a fleeting sadness flooded his heart. Then laughter welled up, a rumble from his gut that washed over his entire body, overflown from his chest and poured out in a rumbling cascade. Good. Shan Uzal scanned the distance from the grand gateway of souls that would lead to the famed halls of bones. Searched for the attendants who would carry him triumphant into the into the eternal, savoured his growing excitement to meet the great conquerors who came before him. Yet there was nothing but fog as far as he could see. Oh, is this Mordekaiser? Sanuzal took a step forward, then looked down, surprised. Fine sand, a coarse grit shifted underfoot. In the distance, discordant voices rustled, too quiet to make out the words. This makes no sense. He struck out across the wasteland, determined to find the truth. Time passed untold. Confusion melted his disbelief. Disbelief kindled anger. Anger fled into fury. Nothing. There is nothing. The discontented suns extended endlessly. The relentless voices whispered on and on, a maddening inch in the back of his mind. The fog never abated, an internal haze that hovered, a shroud over all. Had the priests lied, or were they false prophets, prattling fools proclaiming hollow superstitions, or had the ancestors made a grotesque error of judgment and not welcomed him into the great halls? These questions gnawed at him, at first, but they did not matter. Sanuzal realised that now nothing mattered but the present pressing truth. There was nothing here. A vast emptiness, devoid of reward, devoid of promise. As this truth percolated through him, the shadow of despair stalked Sanuzal, hungry to consume him. But he was Sanuzal, conqueror of the wildlands, master of the tribes. He had built an empire where there was none. In life he had overcome all odds and conquered despair through will and ambition. Death would be no different. If death does not hold the kingdoms I was promised, I will forge them myself. Right, so he is Mordekaiser. We're getting to find out a little bit about, obviously, how he was portrayed, and clearly his motivations for doing what he's doing now. So, Mordekaiser walks beneath the inner portcullis, fashioned after that of the immortal bastion, which obviously was formerly Noxus, his mortal seat of power. He walks through the entryway and into the great hall. Before him, his throne looms. All around, in constant cacophony, the endless wailing of souls rises and falls, an unholy chorus of anguish. Yet Mordekaiser does not hear them, or rather hears them as one might hear the clang of metal in a war camp, or the sound of boots on gravel during a forced march. Common sounds, unnoteworthy in their banality. After all, the worthy souls stand at attention along the hall, and none of them dare speak. All is as it should be. Mordekaiser steps towards his throne. The arcane tone floated above the pedestal, serene and untouched, a strange constant contrast to all the blood spilled around it. The last surviving mage raised a feeble hand, blood trickling from his brow. Small licks of fire danced between his fingers. A final spell at last. One last desperate attempt. Mordekaiser spoke, bemused. Such magics would consume you, mortal, and your precious book as well. The mage spat his words. I don't matter. Nothing matters but stopping you from obtaining it. A gouge of fire, burning blue with heat, burst from the mage's hand. It engulfed the iron revenant towards towering above him. Scorching energy raced up the arms of the mage, the backlash of the spell splitting his own flesh. Nice. Still, the mage pressed on, teeth cracking as he gritted them defiantly. Mordekaiser stepped forward, a spirit encased in a suit of dark iron armour, shielding the tome from the flames. In his hand, Nightfall, his infamous mace, pulsed an infernal green. The heat from the fire crackled the stone and melted the flesh of the other, already dead mages, but Mordekaiser stood stoic against the onslaught. Finally spent, his body broken, the mage collapsed to his knees, his ravaged breath resolving in a whispered prayer for his power to be enough. If Mordekaiser stood still had a body of flesh, he would have smiled, lacking in conviction. The mage stifled a sob as Mordekaiser approached. He squinted up at the spectre and spoke through a throat-drying crack. You will not find what you seek. A brutish monster could never understand the secrets of the tome of spirits, and boom, a swing of the mace, a satisfying crash. Another surge of blood jolted the sticky pools, coagulating in the room. Another broken mage, the 13th, fell still on the floor. Mordekaiser laughed. You mistake brutality for ignorance. He gazed around the room at the corpses and whispered a vase in the unspoken tone of the dead. Pitiful struggle. Freed from flesh, you are all mine. He tapped Nightfall on the ground. It glowed brighter, almost seemed to breathe, as 13 points of light rose from the broken bodies, then sank into the earth. Mordekaiser turned his attention back to the book, still floating in its place, Adam with spirit magic. Another piece of knowledge for his plans, another treasure in his conquest. He stepped forward to collect his prize. The throne loomed before him, its back and sheer iron pillars extended upwards and tapers to victorious points. Occam's script, angular and sharp, runs around the throne's dice. The ever-present whispering is almost a roar here, innocent and desperate. Mordekaiser rests a hand on the armrest, taking pride in his work. This piece subsumed more souls in its creation than any other single part in the fortress. The walls emanating from it are music to him. With a thought, Mordekaiser calls Nightfall to his hands. With a swing, he obliterates the throne. A squall of 100 souls echoes in the great hall as they are released from the throne, dissipating into oblivion. Mordekaiser watches them vanish with grim satisfaction. Thrones are for mortals encumbered by flesh and human exhaustion. He is now far more. He steps atop the twisted iron and looks back across his great home. His general's souls that were worthy to die at his own hand when he last walked the physical realm stand at attention. None so much as flinch in response. None will move without his direct command. Now his kingdom is truly ready. Mordekaiser strides out of the great hall towards the heart of his fortress, the centerpiece of his power and his machinations, towards a relic that ties Mitra Runchan to the mortal realm, towards the place that gives the secret heart of the immortal bastion its true purpose. In his first life he thought himself a great conqueror, befitting the eternal halls of the faith. How small, how petty, how mortal his ambitions were then, but where others accepted death at the end, he used it to forge the beginning of his true conquest. And now he can hear and understand every whisper of the realm with stark clarity. Now the magic of death itself courses through him. Now he holds the arcane secrets gathered over a second lifetime, wrested from the hidden and unknown places of the world. Few other beings can claim the mastery of spirit, death and mortal magics that he holds. He will wield them to shape all realms to his iron will. The time has come to return to the world of the living. All souls of Runeterra await. Mordekaiser raises Nightfall in one hand, and so his final reign begins. This is the key part, at least for me. The time has come to return to the world of the living. All the souls of Runeterra await. And before Viego, you'd think that this guy is the Ruin King. If you were to explain Viego's plan and what happens without mentioning the champion, you'd guess it's Mordekaiser, wouldn't you? Especially because of that. He obviously he's got a second win now. He's got his purpose now to basically, return to the world of the living and harvest all the souls to make his own kingdom. Basically like Hades, in it, the realm of the dead. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he ties into the Ruination at all and how he interacts with the Ruin King as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off with his skin spotlight for Project, since Project was my favourite skin. Let's go. It looks like a beast, doesn't it? It looks like a beast. Okay, so that was the initial spotlight. Fair enough. Yeah, that skin. Come on. Come on. What happened there? The city must fall, and you will fall with it. Ho ho ho. Okay, got a little bit of that. Bit of them grooves as well. Okay. Evil laugh there. This is necessary. I like how even though he's red, he still has that green element to him as well. Staying true to the original. Not there. Ho ho! Got the. I love how you got the frog in the corner, just watching, just chilling. So what's next? Our ability. Cool. Get over here. Ho ho ho, come on. We got Timo, we got Evelyn. Ah, is that what you see? Right, I think. Either way, that's amazing. Wow. Poor Annie. What did Annie do wrong there? All right. Okay. Pretty harsh. Okay. And then we have got his crit, and we've got RIP, and we've got Respawn and Chromus. Okay. Little. Oh, and he's back now. Good. Humans will be enslaved. Right. Poor cat. Just getting yeah. Oh, that's when he dies. Ah. Right. Let me go back to that. This is when he dies, because obviously this thing, like I mentioned, the thing in the background, that's the AI that controls the shell or the armor, which is Mordekaiser. So that dies and that just runs off, doesn't it? Right. Okay, nice touch. And this is the respawn. That's pretty cool. Resistance will be met with lethal force. This is Chromus. Woi. Okay. Nice. And I think, yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it here today, guys. And this one ended nicely with the favorite skin, which is the Project Skin Spotlight. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed my thoughts and reactions to his bio, also his skins and this skin spotlight. And if you did, feel free to let me know. Feel free to like, comment, and maybe also subscribe if you haven't done so already. I am now continuing on with a new region, which is Noxus. Next week's champion is going to be Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is the first official champion from Noxus that I'll be going through. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.